I was uninvited from my sister's wedding for not fitting the aesthetic after paying for half of it. I went to Bali instead, and now I'm being blamed. My relationship with my sister has always been complicated, but what happened over the past few weeks has left me questioning everything about our family dynamics. For context, my sister, 28F, and I, 31M, grew up close despite a 3-year age gap. We drifted apart in our 20s as our lives took different directions. I focused on my career in tech, while she pursued her passion for event planning. We still maintained a decent relationship, or so I thought. When she got engaged last year to her boyfriend of 4 years, I was genuinely happy for her. I even offered to help with some of the wedding expenses since I'm doing well financially. She accepted my offer, and I transferred a significant amount to help cover the venue deposit and some other costs. Everything seemed fine until 3 months ago when she started becoming increasingly critical of my lifestyle choices. She didn't approve of my girlfriend, 30F, claiming she was too opinionated and not family-oriented enough. I brushed it off as pre-wedding stress. Then came the bombshell. 2 weeks before the wedding, I received a text message, not even a call, informing me that I was no longer welcome at her wedding. The reason? Apparently, my girlfriend and I didn't fit the aesthetic she was going for, and she was worried we would cause drama. This made absolutely no sense since my girlfriend and I are probably the least dramatic people you'll ever meet. I called my sister immediately, thinking there must be some misunderstanding. The conversation quickly turned heated. She brought up incidents from our childhood that I barely remembered and accused me of always trying to one-up her. When I reminded her about the financial contribution I'd made, she dismissed it, saying, "That doesn't buy you the right to ruin my perfect day." After hanging up, I was devastated. I reached out to our parents, hoping they would mediate, but they sided with her. "It's her special day," my mother said. "Just let her have this one thing." My father was more blunt. "Don't make this about you." Feeling completely shut out by my family, I decided that if I wasn't welcome at the wedding, I might as well use that time for something enjoyable. My girlfriend suggested we take the vacation we'd been postponing. Within days, we booked a trip to Bali, something we'd been dreaming about for years. I didn't announce our plans to anyone in my family. I simply informed them that I respected my sister's decision and would not attend the wedding. My parents seemed relieved, probably thinking they had avoided a confrontation. The day before we left for Bali, my sister called. I thought perhaps she was calling to apologize or reconsider, but instead, she wanted to confirm I wouldn't show up and cause a scene. I assured her I had other plans and wished her a beautiful wedding day. She hung up without even asking what those plans were. Our Bali trip was exactly what we needed: peaceful, rejuvenating, and far away from family drama. We turned off our phones for most of the trip, choosing to disconnect completely. It was the first time in months I felt truly relaxed. We returned home a week later to an explosion of messages and missed calls. Apparently, my sister's wedding had been a disaster of epic proportions. The venue had flooding issues due to unexpected rain. The caterer mixed up the orders, and the photographer lost half of the digital files. To make matters worse, the groom's family got into a heated argument with our family during the reception, causing several guests to leave early. Somehow, in the midst of all this chaos, my absence became the focal point. My sister was telling everyone that I had cursed her wedding by going on a luxury vacation instead of supporting her. My parents called me selfish for flaunting my trip on social media while my sister's special day fell apart. The most ridiculous accusation came from my aunt, who suggested I had deliberately scheduled my vacation to coincide with the wedding as an act of revenge. She even implied I might have had something to do with the venue's plumbing issues, despite the fact that I was literally on the other side of the world. I'm at a loss. I respected my sister's wishes by not attending her wedding, yet I'm being blamed for its failure. Part of me feels like I should have just sucked it up and attended despite being uninvited, but another part feels like this whole situation has revealed some toxic family dynamics that I've been ignoring for years. My girlfriend thinks I should take a step back from my family until things cool down, but I'm worried that might make things worse. I don't want to lose my relationship with my sister, despite everything that's happened. Am I the jerk for going on vacation after being banned from my sister's wedding? And how do I even begin to address these wild accusations? Update 1 week later. First, I want to thank everyone for their supportive comments and advice. It's been eye-opening to get perspectives from people outside the situation. After posting, I decided to try one more time to have a rational conversation with my sister. I called her and asked if we could meet for coffee to talk things through. She agreed, which surprised me. When we met, I started by expressing genuine sympathy about how her wedding day didn't go as planned. I made it clear that I never wished for anything to go wrong. Her initial response was cold, but as we talked, her demeanor softened slightly. She admitted that she knew I had nothing to do with the wedding disasters. The venue flooding was due to a storm that affected the entire region, and the catering mix-up happened because another wedding nearby had a similar name. As for the photographer, apparently he was a friend of her husband's who offered his services at a discount. When I asked why she uninvited me in the first place, she revealed that her husband's family had pressured her. They have very traditional views and had heard rumors about my girlfriend and me living together before marriage. They threatened to withdraw some financial support if certain guests attended. I was caught between my family and his family, she said. I made the wrong choice, and now I'm paying for it. While I appreciate her honesty, I'm still hurt that she chose to exclude me rather than stand up to her in-laws. I told her this, and she became defensive again, saying I couldn't understand the pressure she was under. Our conversation ended on an uncertain note. We didn't resolve everything, but at least the ridiculous accusations have stopped. My parents called later that day, and while they didn't exactly apologize, they did acknowledge that blaming me for the wedding problems was unfair. My girlfriend and I are taking some time to process everything. We've decided to maintain some distance from my family for now, at least until the emotions settle. I'm still not sure what our relationship will look like going forward, but I'm hopeful we can eventually rebuild something healthier than what we had before. Update 2. 3 months later. It's been a while since my last update, and a lot has changed. I thought I should share where things stand now. About a month after my coffee meeting with my sister, she reached out again. This time, her tone was completely different. She asked if she could come over to talk, saying she had something important to tell me. When she arrived, I was shocked to see how tired and stressed she looked. She broke down almost immediately, revealing that her marriage was already in serious trouble. Apparently, the controlling behavior from her husband and his family didn't stop after the wedding. It got worse. They were monitoring her social media, criticizing her friendships, and pressuring her about having children immediately. I made a huge mistake, she admitted. Not just with the wedding, but with everything. I chose his family's approval over my own brother, and now I'm paying the price. I was stunned. While I felt vindicated in some ways, seeing my sister so broken was difficult. I asked why she was telling me this, and her answer surprised me even more. Because you were the only one who ever stood up to them, she said. Everyone else, including our parents, just told me to make it work, that marriage is about compromise. But you saw through it from the beginning. She was referring to a comment I had made months before the wedding, when I noticed how her then-fiancé would make decisions for her. I had casually asked if she was okay with his controlling tendencies. She had dismissed my concern then, but apparently, it had stuck with her. 2 weeks after our conversation, my sister moved out of her marital home and is currently staying with a close friend. She's considering her options, including marriage counseling, but she's also consulting with a lawyer about her rights if she decides to end the marriage. Our parents were initially upset with her for giving up so quickly, but after witnessing one of her husband's angry outbursts during a family dinner, they've become more supportive of whatever decision she makes. As for me and my sister, we're slowly rebuilding our relationship. We've had several honest conversations about our childhood, our parents' favoritism, and how we can support each other better moving forward. She's apologized multiple times for excluding me from the wedding and for allowing me to be blamed for its failure. My girlfriend has been incredibly supportive throughout this entire ordeal, though she's maintaining a healthy distance from my family drama. She and I are stronger than ever, and we're actually talking about our own future together. The irony isn't lost on me that my sister's perfect wedding led to a troubled marriage, while my uninvited status led to a vacation that strengthened my relationship. Life has a strange way of working out sometimes. I'm not sharing this as a "I told you so" moment. I take no pleasure in my sister's marital problems. If anything, this whole experience has taught me the importance of standing your ground with family, but also being there when they need you most, even after they've hurt you. For those who suggested I cut my family off completely, I understand where you were coming from. But sometimes, giving people a chance to recognize their mistakes and grow from them can lead to stronger, more authentic relationships. That seems to be happening with my sister, at least. As for my parents, they've apologized for taking sides and have promised to be more mindful of how they treat both of us going forward. I'm cautiously optimistic, but not naive about old patterns potentially resurfacing. For now, I'm focusing on being supportive of my sister while maintaining healthy boundaries. And yes, my girlfriend and I are planning another vacation, this time to Japan, but we've made sure it doesn't coincide with any family events. Thank you all for your support and advice during one of the most challenging periods of my life. It's meant more than you know. Update 3, 1 year later. It's been exactly 1 year since the wedding fiasco, and I thought a final update might provide some closure for those who have followed this story. My sister finalized her divorce 6 months ago. The process was messy but necessary. Her ex-husband tried to claim he was entitled to a portion of her savings, including the money I had contributed to the wedding. Fortunately, She had documentation proving those funds came from me as a gift specifically for the wedding, which protected her in the settlement. After the divorce, my sister took some time for herself. She traveled solo for a month, something she'd always wanted to do but had been discouraged from by her ex. When she returned, she seemed like a different person, more confident, more self-assured, and much happier despite everything she'd been through. Our relationship has continued to improve. We now have a standing monthly dinner, just the two of us, where we can talk openly about anything. She's become one of my biggest supporters, especially when it comes to my relationship with my girlfriend. Speaking of which, we got engaged last month. It was a simple proposal during a weekend hiking trip, nothing extravagant but perfectly us. When I called my sister to share the news, she was genuinely thrilled. Her first question wasn't about the ring or the proposal, but whether my fiancé was happy and if we had set a date yet. When I mentioned we were thinking of a small ceremony, my sister immediately offered her professional help with planning, but made it clear she would respect whatever decisions we made. "It's your day," she said. "I learned the hard way that a wedding should reflect the couple, not everyone else's expectations." My parents have come around as well, though it took them longer to accept their role in enabling the toxic dynamics in our family. They've started seeing a family therapist, which has helped them recognize patterns they weren't aware of before. They're making a genuine effort to treat my sister and me equally and to respect our life choices. As for the extended family members who blamed me for the wedding disaster, most have quietly dropped the subject as the truth about my sister's marriage came to light. My aunt, who was the most vocal accuser, actually pulled me aside at a recent family gathering to apologize. "I jumped to conclusions," she admitted. "I should have known better. Looking back on everything that happened, I can see now that the wedding disaster wasn't really about the flooded venue or the missing photos. It was the culmination of years of my sister trying to please everyone but herself. The external problems were just physical manifestations of the internal conflicts she was experiencing. I've learned valuable lessons from this experience. 1. Standing your ground doesn't mean burning bridges. 2. Sometimes the people who hurt you the most are themselves hurting. 3. Healthy boundaries are essential, even with family. 4. True support means being there for someone even after they've pushed you away. My sister and I were talking recently about how differently things might have turned out if she hadn't uninvited me from the wedding. "I might still be in that marriage," she said. "Sometimes the worst decisions lead to the best outcomes." As for our upcoming wedding, we're planning something that truly represents us. A small ceremony in a botanical garden with only our closest friends and family. My sister will be my fiancé's maid of honor, a gesture that brought tears to both their eyes when we asked. And yes, we've checked the weather forecasts extensively and have indoor backup plans. Some lessons you only need to learn vicariously. Thank you all for your support throughout this journey. What started as one of the most painful experiences of my life has ultimately led to stronger, more authentic relationships with the people I love most.